Welcome on this cold Friday morning again. So just checking on your energy levels here. Probably a couple of more still popping in. Let me know. Okay. Varied. One's tired, five quite energetic. Morning, Kate. So we're just going to get started. So we are in the third week of January. I think after all the hustle bustle from the Christmas holidays, we're probably just finally moving into a little bit of stillness as and when possible. So winter is associated with stillness, and the element is water. So that's what we are literally exploring today. And it's also energy saving week. And while it's all about turning the heating down and switching the lights off, reducing bills and being kinder to the planet, I actually want to use more our energy. So we only have a certain amount of energy during the day, which we kind of need to distribute equally across the day. So yoga helps us to bring a more uplifting quality into the practice, but it can also bring a more calming and cooling quality into the practice. So we're kind of playing with those opposite ends today. And our brain in a resting state already uses up 20% of our energy without kind of ruminating or just overthinking. Just processing thoughts, information takes up 20% of our resting state. So it's one of the organs that actually takes up most really of our energy. So that needs a bit of nourishment, and yoga is perfectly suited to calm those kind of ruminating thoughts at times. So different energy level, different energies also in nature. So there's wind. We can create energy for wind, heat, or solar energy. So we're tapping into those kind of different states of energy today as well. So I'll let you know when we get to the stage. So for the time being, I actually want you to start on your front, on your tummy. So come into a restful posture. Your feet can be stretched out, perhaps to the left and to the right corner of your mat. Make a cushion with your palms and rest your forehead on the floor. So we are supporting our forehead and literally starting with that breath awareness, instead of on our backs, just actually on our fronts, which brings that quality or the breath awareness where I'm always aiming to go into our bellies. So just allow yourself to settle here into kind of a restful state. So kind of embrace these qualities of winter. There's that stillness, kind of almost that magic. Winter, nature is getting ready to start to blossom, to bloom in the spring. So find your breath as you breathe in through your nose, exhale out through your nose if that feels accessible. So legs are completely kind of rested, relaxed. Perhaps even roll your head from side to side. So sometimes we're doing this with the back of our head. So instead the back of our head, kind of just roll your forehead from the left, right to the right side. So that warms up the neck here as well. So kind of just a gentle rolling. And even through that slight pressure, maybe it's on your palms, or maybe even your head rests on the floor, brings calming quality in. Good. And then bring that kind of rocking also back to stillness. And direct your breath deeply into your belly button area. So breathing into your belly, you might feel kind of that compression of your front against the floor. And on the exhale, the body starts to settle. So focus in on drawing those breaths really deeper into your abdominals, into the pelvic floor area. Maybe the breath escapes to the left, to the right, and to the back. So breathe three-dimensionally into your torso. So the lower back feels perhaps like rising and also softening. So that's almost the best position when we are extremely anxious or kind of too much in our heads. You get that feedback that you're really breathing into your belly. Those long, slow, deep breaths. So stay with your breathing cycle for perhaps another 5 rounds. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. So allow the exhale to really finish. So your lower back really almost drops into the earth. Kind of embracing that quality of winter. And you're also working with movement, that kinetic energy. So once you finish those 3 rounds, just let your, 5 rounds, let the breath come back to its natural rhythm. Begin to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Draw your forehead, but bring your chin towards your chest. Forehead rests on the floor. Maybe there's a lengthening happening for the back of your neck. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hug your elbows. And just stay for 1 or 2 breathing cycles. So activating the back quite a little bit. And then press into your palms and push up into tabletop. And keep your hands glued to the floor, stretching all the way to child's pose, kind of the extended child's pose. So press your palms into the floor, lengthening through the back of your through your spine. And slowly come back to tabletop and bring your hands a little closer in towards. So moving, kind of finding that activation, that mobilization for your spine as you round the spine, chin towards your chest, and you release the belly as you look forward, inhale. Rounding the back, moving through those cat and cows. And so really notice, how does your back feel? How does the front body feel? So just kind of oiling different joints in that warm-up practice. And begin to bring movement. The next time you round your spine, shift the bottom all the way towards your heels, and then hover, you drawing the shoulders together, moving cat and cows. Exhale, chin towards your chest as you keep that rounding of your spine, and you're just shifting the bottom back. So find kind of your flow for a few rounds. So perhaps really draw your awareness into your back, really stretching the back line. Good. So take 3 more rounds. You can hover as close to the floor as you want to, squeezing the shoulder blades together, chin towards your chest, as you take the spine in the opposite direction. Good. And then coming back to neutral tabletop. A little bit of a wiggle, so the tops of your feet can kind of just stretch out, rest on the floor. Okay. Tapping, little tapping as well. Walk your right hand towards the left side of your mat, maybe even a little bit further away, and then push your bottom towards the right heel. Perhaps rest your forehead on your left forearm. And breathe deeply into the right side of your rib cage of your waist. So the more you push your bottom back, the more you may feel that stretch. So your fingertips stay glued. Good. 1 more breath. And then slide your right hand back, coming back to center. So your right hand stays where it is, left hand either towards the corner or even off the floor, as you shift your bottom towards the left heel, towards the left corner of your mat. And the more you visualize, the more you really pull your body in opposite directions, the more you feel that stretch bounce. Use the breath, bring it into the left side of your body. And slide your hand back. coming back to neutral. So tapping into kind of that heat. So we can create heat in our body using just different tools. So curl your toes under and just draw your knees off the floor, probably for an inch or so. Breathe as you hover here. Lovely. One more deep breath. And then bring your knees down. Bring your feet down. Have a little bit of a wiggle, perhaps circling through your hip. Doing some hip circles. Changing directions as well. So lower belly hip circles. From here, curl your toes under. Shift your weight back so you're almost leaning back. So we're keeping the fingers where they are. And from here, we are lifting up into downward dog. So the knees lift. Keep your upper body as it is and shift the bottom up and back and pedal through your feet. So it gives you really nice straight back. Just kind of undo any of that stiffness, maybe in your calves, in the backs of your thighs. Let's just shake your neck, shake your head a little bit. Do a couple of deep breaths in all the way down to the belly, and exhale. Just let it flow out. Good, and bring your knees down. Big toes together, knees a little wide, and shift the bottom back. Child's pose. So you can have an extended child's pose, arms away from you, or bring your arms in, whatever feels most accessible right now. Good. So tap back into those deep breaths. Inhale all the way into your belly button area, where that fire is, where that fire resides. So we are working with a more uplifting practice, creating more energy. Sometimes, if you indicated if you have energy levels of 2, we acknowledge where you are, but we also try to lift that energy slightly. Bring your hands back into tabletop. Once more, curl your toes under and sit back and use the lower legs, your abdominals, to push up to stand up to downward dog. And from here, perhaps bring a little bit of free movement in, maybe cross over your legs, perhaps wiggle your feet, maybe just lift one leg up towards the ceiling. So a couple of variations here. Perhaps you want to turn the toes to the long edge of your mat. Bend your knees, so it's more of a side stretch. Kind of just noticing where is that energy stuck in your body. And keep your neck, keep your head quite soft, so you look towards your ankles, towards your thighs, towards your knees. And from here, walk your hands towards your feet. As we get to the back of our mat, stay there for a couple of breaths. So perhaps just sway from side to side. Keep it soft, keep your knees also bent so there's no strain, no pull in the lower back. Good. And just flop your arms. Let your head, your neck also feel that release. So despite hanging upside down, breathe into your lower abdominals. So that strengthens the diaphragm, strengthens the lungs. And slowly unravel and curl back to standing. Oh. So the classical way to really bring heat in, as the name suggests, also sun salutations. And we're probably just doing a bit of different twists to those sun salutations. Oh, good. So from the back of your mat, bring your hands alongside the body. So we're using the thumbs again, just for posture, as you draw your thumbs out to the sides and back. Take a moment just to breathe into that front body. Shoulders squeeze slightly together. So root through your feet. So make that contact with the earth, with Mother Nature. And bring your arms up. Inhale. Backs of your palms meet, exhale as if you open the curtains, as you lean forward, lead with your chest, and then bring your hands behind you, towards your calves. Head moves towards your knee, towards your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands down, walk into your version of downward dog in terms of where it feels accessible. Maybe have a little bit of a wiggle, and then find stillness. And just use the breath to pretty much stay in that stillness. Notice where it feels uncomfortable. Stay for one more breath. Good. And then a couple of options here. You can roll into plank if you wish, or you can bring your knees down. And if you're in plank, you can either lower down in one piece or knees down and then on your belly. Good. Hands underneath your shoulders. Have your elbows towards your ribcage. Roll the shoulders back as you lift up into cobra. Good. Exhale, lower. Twice more. Roll the shoulders back. Hover. Look over your left, look over your right shoulder. And lower. Last one here. Legs are engaged. Knees lift. Inhale. Stay for one inhale. One exhale. And then lower down. Bring your forehead down, maybe have a little bit of a wiggle for your bottom. And then press into your hands, tabletop. And then step your right foot forward, please. So if you need any padding, we're probably this for free breath cycles. On the inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, cactus arms as your shoulders draw towards your ribcage and you slightly lower your left hip. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms, draw the shoulder blades back. Good, open for the chest. Last one, you inhale. Exhale. Stay here. Breathe. Find that stillness. And also notice where does that stillness feel uncomfortable. Bring your hands down. Step back into tabletop. And all the way into downward dog. So find your setup, find that foundation, and then settle into stillness in that downward dog. So breathe into those areas that feel a little stiff, a little tight, that kind of maybe feel uncomfortable. And then walk your hips towards your feet. And vertebra to vertebra, slowly, kind of like a red dog. Come up to standing, rolling shoulders back, and curling. Good. So, second side. Arms alongside the body. Find that openness, drawing the shoulders back and your thumbs reach back. Stay for 2 more breath cycles. Squeezing the shoulder blades slightly together. And then rise your arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Backs of your palms meet. And then kind of swan dive forward. Hands can hold onto your calves as you draw your upper body closer towards your shins towards your thighs, towards your knees. Stay for one inhale, one exhale. And then slide your hands up halfway, lift. Kind of shoulders draw back, bottom reaches back. Good. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands down, downward dog. Perhaps a little bit of a wiggle to start with. Maybe do your version here. Again, find that movement. Use that kind of energy, that movement energy to let it flow through the body. And then a couple of options here. You can bring your knees down or roll into plank. Find that setup. Perhaps engage that belly. Hold here. Breathe. Draw your heels back. So you lengthen from the crown of your head all the way to your heels. or a little bit longer, or eventually bring your knees down or lower down in one piece. So take a moment just to land, to settle. Bring your forehead down, drawing the shoulders back. There may be sensation in the back of your neck and your upper back. Two breaths into your belly area. Those breaths from the very beginning. And then roll the shoulders back, lift up into cobra, seeking that length, looking towards the front of your mat. Exhale, lower. Roll the shoulders back and lift up. Look over your left and look over your right shoulder. Exhale, lower. The last one here, as you roll the shoulders back and lift up. Exhale, stay. Inhale. And exhale, lower. So have a little bit of a wiggle through your bottom. One inhale, one exhale into your belly. And then press into your palms, tabletop. And step your left foot forward. Good. So on the inhale, rise your arms up. Exhale, drop your right hip, cactus arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus arms, settle. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Keep your arms where they are. Stay for a couple of breaths. Belly engages, so you hold that balance. Good. One more inhale. And then slowly bring your hands down, step back into tabletop. And this time, child's pose. Bring the big toes together, pads. Sink back. Child's pose. So find that relief, that length perhaps through the lower back. So tap into different areas in your body. How do they feel? If you felt cold, do you feel warmer? Or is there no temperature change? So those little things. How is your breath? Good. Last inhale and exhale in that posture. And then slowly rise up into tabletop. Step your right foot forward. And bring both hands, interlace both hands, bring them onto your front thigh. So perhaps bring the right foot in so you have proper, a good stable base as we are lifting up into low lunge. So curl your toes under and draw your left knee off the floor. Find your stability, perhaps walk your foot in. So hovering here. And slowly bring your arms up towards the ceiling as your left heel draws back. Exhale, lengthen, exhale, lengthen and bring your arms down. Inhale, both legs are straight. Exhale, the front knee bends as your arms come down. It's a little bit like flying. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slowly. Last one here, inhale. And exhale. Good. Arms up. The left arm forward, right arm back as we come into a twist. So navel draws towards the right thigh. Stay here, breathe. Palms can turn around so your palms point towards the right side. Lovely, one more breath. And then bring your arms back down alongside the body, turning forward. Transition forward, bring your hands down, step into downward dog. So maybe a little bit of a wiggle, perhaps one leg lifts, crossing over, zigzagging. Perhaps you want to remain still. Good. And from here, bring your knees down, rest, child's pose. Your version of child's pose. So support your forehead for that slight pressure. There's always some calming quality. Two more breathing cycles. And from here, make your way up into tabletop. Step your left foot forward. Hands interlace or just rest on your left thigh. So bring your foot in a position where you are able to find balance. Curl the toes under, lift your knees slowly off the floor. Stay for a couple of breaths. Perhaps walk your back foot in a little bit as you're lifting up into standing. Bring your arms up. So engaging your abdominals. On the inhale, lengthen. And exhale, slowly bring your arms down. Inhale, lift. Straightening the front leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here, inhale. And exhale. But the next time you bring your arms up, get ready to bring your right arm forward, left arm back as you open towards the left side of your body. Breathe here. Focus your eyes on just one spot that's not moving. Good. Strength, stillness. One more breath. And then release your arms down as you turn your body forward. Slowly transition onto the floor, downward dog. So at any point you can transition into child's pose. So we all meet in child's pose eventually. So you can explore, you can wiggle, come into different shape, different foot position, arm position. So kind of find that interplay. And eventually make your way down in child's pose. And while you're in child's pose, part your upper and your lower jaw and move into jaw circles. So circle one direction. So jaw holds a lot of tension. Do 5 circles perhaps in one direction, with the lower jaw just circles. And then change directions after those 5 circles. Go the opposite way, also 5 circles. And then bring your jaw back to neutral. Just find that stillness. Notice maybe any change in your head, any perhaps softness, maybe heaviness. Slowly rise up into a seated position. So find really any comfortable seated position where you can stay for a few breaths. So as I said, we're using also sound and heat. So I'm got a singing bowl here. So hopefully it works for online. So some did it online earlier this week. So you don't have to sit cross-legged, just in any comfortable space. You probably be here for a couple of minutes. When I ring my singing bowl, it makes a noise, but that noise, that sound, probably lingers for a little bit. So I invite you to close your eyes, really switch the busiest sense off, so your ears are more receptive, more alert. And kind of just listen to that sound, tune into that sound. And when you can't hear it anymore, kind of just raise your arm. So you just kind of notice, oh, now I think the sound is gone. So let me just go and get started. So eyes closed, if that feels okay, and ears open. Good. So doing it twice more. Get ready. Good. Last one. Great. So keep your eyes closed, perhaps just let it linger maybe for a little bit longer. So sound also travels. Sound creates energy. So we are kind of just transforming different forms of energy. We work with different types of energy. So perhaps keep your eyes still closed. If they're closed, begin to bring your palms together and just rub your hands. So kind of just creating heat. Really rub, rub, rub. Good. And then perhaps just stop that rubbing. Just perhaps bring your palms slightly apart, maybe centimeter or so. Perhaps just tune into maybe that sensation in your hands. So maybe there's a bit of tingling, warmth, still lingering. Breathe kind of just regularly. Sometimes we just hold our breath and it feels quite tense. Bring your palms again together. So just rub, rub, rub. And I invite you to keep your eyes closed. And then bring that rubbing back to stillness and just cover your eyes with your palms just slightly. So keep kind of a hollow space. So we're literally just covering our eyes with that warmth, with that heat, with that energy created with our palms. And use the inhale to almost visualize you drinking in that warmth. You're soaking up that energy, that warmth through your eyes. So eyes are too busy staring at screens, just constantly searching the environment. So 2 more deep breaths, kind of drink it in that warmth from your palms. And then slowly release your hands, blink your eyes, perhaps slightly open. And then kind of just move into some neck circles. So your eyes can still be closed if you wish to stay for a little longer in that kind of more inward drawing perspective. So winter is a time to kind of withdraw into some stillness, even into darkness. So Again, change the seated position at any point it feels a little uncomfortable in your lower back. So tilt your head, perhaps also tilt one ear towards one side. Good. And then slowly bring that movement to stillness. Tilt your head towards the right side and extend your arm, the left arm out towards the left, flexing your palm. Bring the right hand on top of your head, kind of just resting near your left ear. So without pulling the head, actually push your head into that palm and push your palm into your head. And breathe into that left side of that sensation. Maybe explore moving your arm forwards, backwards, perhaps circles. But keep your neck quite engaged. Perhaps turn your gaze toward, your chin towards your chest, looking down towards the right side. Adjust your hands, perhaps bring it closer to the back of your head. Slow, deep breaths. And then slowly bring your head back to neutral. Help your head back to center with that hand. Any move? Good. Second side. So draw your left ear towards the left shoulder. Extend your right arm out. And perhaps if it feels okay, bring your left hand onto the outside of your right ear. So breathe into that sensation, gentle opposite forces. So your head presses against your palm into your head. Perhaps just small circles. Or does it change the stretch? And perhaps just slowly take your gaze, your neck down towards the left side. Change perhaps the hand more towards the back of your head. And slowly bring your head back, help it back to neutral. And movement here. And from here, cross or flex your palm, flex the right palm, please, and kind of move it across towards your left side, just in front of your kind of heart center. And then bring your left hand into the exact same position. So it's a hand mudra. It's the mudra of protection. So protecting us from any negative energies. So from any, maybe people, from any situations, from anything really. So really it's like your protective shield. So use the breath to bring it up into your chest, into your upper lungs. So perhaps visualize what you want to be protected from. So there are a lot of energy vampires out there. Tap into our energy. So take just perhaps 3 more breathing cycles. And slowly release your hands. Maybe have a little bit of a wiggle. So perhaps bring your feet out in front of you. Just begin to windscreen wipe your legs. So you can use your upper body more. You can just wiggle your hips. So just you can make it as active or as passive as you want. Maybe coming to a little bit of a stretch, perhaps lean over, bringing your arm up. So you can tap into those areas that feel maybe a little stiff. Maybe when you roll, bring your hand to the opposite shoulder. Looking over your shoulder. So optional here if you want, maybe lift up. So you can stay for a little longer, you can continuously move from side to side. So you can bring your hips forward. If you want, you can also stretch your leg out, make it more of a leg stretch as well. So different variations. Absolutely. Want to stay here. So we're all different. So acknowledge limitations in the body, any stiffness, any just little quirky. We're all unique, we're all different. One more on each side if you decide to wiggle from side to side. That stillness, bring the soles of your feet together, or just the outer edges. So without pressing the soles together, let them just, let the feet, a bit like a book, naturally just roll out open. And begin to circle your upper body. So you can make it as impactful in circle, leaning forward, leaning back. You can hold on to your shins, to your feet. So if you hold on to your shins or just on your knees, you may even want to kind of lean back, which feels like your arms are getting longer. Kind of holding, leaning back. Change directions of your circles as well. Opening it through the hips, inner thighs. And find that stillness. So arms can be anywhere on your legs, they can be on the floor, on your feet. So use the upper body kind of just to soften into the posture. And begin to work with your breath. So attempt to lengthen the exhale. So if you count the number of seconds it takes for the inhale to come through, just add perhaps a count of 2 or 3. So inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, perhaps exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or perhaps even 7. Even just that count, it gives your mind an anchor, gives your mind something to do. And surrender into that posture, surrender into that stillness. You can always wiggle your upper and your lower jaw. Two more breath cycles. Slowly rise up. Oh, bring your knees together, extend your legs out in front of you. So now we're doing a bit of a silent scream. So it's again, it releases any tension from your jaw. So if you just imagine it, really, as if you want to scream, but don't without the screaming. So it's very therapeutic. I'm not making this up. It's like, maybe even visualize it. So to release the jaw a little bit. So you can do this while we are in that forward fold, as we're folding forward, or you can do it seated. So it really softens everything. So you can keep your head and your legs parallel, or if you want to deepen that stretch more when hamstrings, cross one leg over and wiggle here. So seek that length first, and then begin to slowly again using the upper body as that additional weight to soften. So perhaps even through the sensations, maybe in your thighs, in your legs, and maybe like screaming, so we can Open your upper and your lower jaw. Release the tension. Perhaps even stick your tongue out. So no one sees you really, apart from me, of course. I look at you. But it's, visualize again, use it as a protective energy shield. So it's quite freeing, it's quite releasing. Two more breathing cycles. Slowly rise up. So most of you had your legs crossed over and changed the crossing leg a little bit of wiggle. And then changing it to the opposite side, crossing the opposite ankle over. And lengthen, have a bit of a wiggle. Shoulders draw back. Fingertips almost press back in order to lift you forward. Back and forward. Maybe there's again a release. So feel free to incorporate that. So it's tapping into that stillness. Perhaps it feels a little more comfortable. Once the body releases, the mind follows. One more deep breath. Make your way back up to feet and just onto your back. Kind of bring the bottom forward, hug your knees in towards your chest. Just staying here. Just releasing the spine. Deep breaths. Extend your left leg away from you. Hold onto your right knee. Let it hover here. So you can make small circles if you feel you benefit a bit more from moving your right knee perhaps out to the right armpit. Perhaps bring it back to center. Maybe you just want to remain still here, so that's perfectly fine. Keep that left leg on the floor, please. So just kind of release into the posture. No strengthening, kind of just a release for your hip flexor. And with your left hand, slowly guide your right knee over to across your body over to the left side. So coming into a twist, you may want to bring your right arm out to the sides, palms facing up. Maybe turn your gaze towards your right arm as we are moving into that twist. So stay on the same side for a few more breaths, directed into that waist area, into your abdominals. So twists are cleansing, calming. or they can be calming. They can also be quite energizing. 2 more breaths, please. And slowly roll back onto your back. You can bring both knees in and kind of just come back to neutral. If you want, you can curl together like a little ball, kind of in between one side and the second side. And extend your right leg away. So as you bring your left knee in, perhaps I will stay here. Maybe just perhaps wiggle through your left hip, maybe do some hip circles, whatever the hip may benefit from right now. So it's also the power of sometimes not doing anything. So just tap into your energy levels, how does the body feel? And then with your right hand, slowly guide your left knee over to the right side. So find kind of a comfortable place to rest and roll your left arm over back to the left side, palms facing up. It allows the shoulders to release. Your gaze can also turn to your left hand. So you're twisting your left leg to the right and your gaze, you turn your head to the left. So your right hand can act as a little bit of a weight for your left knee outside of your left thigh. So nourishing breaths into the left side of your body. Two more breaths. And roll back to where you started. You can hug your knees in, maybe curl together like a little ball. And then find space for relaxation. So probably use some kind of meditation for a protective shield you can visualize around yourself. So you can use blankets, pop them underneath your knees. Legs can be bent or legs can be straight. And as you settle, just bring awareness to your breath. So breathe in through your nose and slowly breathe out through your nose. And just twice more, so take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. And with the last breath, breathe in through your nose and this time actually release out through your mouth. And then find that you're back to your natural breath. Really give yourself permission to relax and release any tension from your muscles. So enter into a calm and safe place within you. So using the power of your imagination. So picture a large ball of white light hovering above the top of your head. This light is cleansing and clearing. And it begins to pour easily, gently, softly. The light enters the top of your head through your crown, flowing down into your body, notice how it looks and feels to experience this white light filling your physical body, every part of it. So imagine this white light with no effort at all clears away any stresses, any worries, any negativity, any unhelpful feelings. It cleanses and heals effortlessly and easily. Feel and imagine this white light expanding now, flowing out into your aura, the field of energy around your body. So you become immersed in this light, purifying you on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically, creating a bubble of light that surrounds you now. And sense the power of this light as you're held. The outer edge of this bubble is strong, fiercely protective, holds you lovingly in safety, security, keeping energy strong, clear, and bright. This bubble acts as a barrier to anything and everything outside of you that's not to your highest good. It simply bounces off this edge to be returned to where it belongs. Well, to protect your energy, prioritize self-care practices that keep your energy field clean, clear, and aligned with your highest truth. As we begin to prepare to finish this meditation, begin to ground yourselves, grounding into the here and now, Imagine powerful, strong roots sprouting from the soles of your feet, going down into the center of this earth. These roots connect you, this earthly energy, grounding and centering you. The bubble of light that now surrounds you is fiercely protective and highly protective to your highest good. You're grounded, balanced between the sky above and the ground below. Slowly and mindfully begin to bring deeper breaths into your body. Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, perhaps rock your head from side to side. So just bring movement into your neck, into your head. Maybe circle for your wrists, circle for your ankles. Maybe stretch arms, point your toes, and stretching from fingertips to toes. And then begin to hug your knees back into your chest. Just let your legs hover. Slowly roll over to one side. Stay there for a breath or two. And then slowly help yourself up into any seated position. So just grounding for your sitting bones. Bring your arms up. Maybe just visualize you kind of putting up your protective shield again. And draw your hands towards your heart center. Bring that warm energy back into your body. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.